Good day, everybody. We are at the 16th of May, 2025. We're going to do our three-part show as always. First, we're going to start with Santa Clarita real estate, that update. We're going to get into the fat loss and fitness portion and how fasting actually helps, believe it or not. And then, of course, that's starvation. Then finally, artificial intelligence. Let's get started. As of today, this morning, about 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, in Santa Clarita Valley, we have 733 total active listings on the market for sale. Of those, we have 22 listings that are coming soon. This is a time frame in which sellers are able to have their listing propagated online, but not within the regular channels. If you want to see coming soon listings, you have to have those actually emailed to you directly from a realtor, a member of the local board of real estate agents, and then they'll be able to set you up and send that to you. If you don't have anybody like that, I have no problem sending those to you, no obligation, no further information from you required, but I do need name, email, address, so I can send those, and also what cities you're interested in. Just go to SantaClaritaComingSoon.com. Fill out the form and I'll get those out to you. Let's talk about something that doesn't get talked about a lot. You buyers out there that are looking to purchase real estate, a big tip I can give you is make sure that your lender is worthwhile of your business. And the reason why I say that, some of the online lenders and the lenders that are just basically focused in the world besides being local, but they're just basically members of these massive companies, a lot of them don't have those connections to their clients. So whenever a listing agent is following up with your particular agent or your lender in order to try to talk to the seller more intelligently about what you bring to the table, a lot of times that conversation with that lender falls short, because sometimes I'll call up and I'll say, hey, listen, this is Connor McIver. I have a listing in Valencia on Anywhere Street, and you did have some clients through their agent that made an offer, but they put you down as the lender. Okay, what can you tell me about Gladys and Johnny Franawahal? And they'll say, Gladys and Johnny. And that's a problem. If they did pre-approve them, and I understand maybe they're pre-approving 100,000 people a day, which I know is not possible, tongue-in-cheek, but they should know them because they've spent some intimate time with them, gathering information, learning about them, talking about their employment history, talking about, how much money they make, how much money they spend, getting social security numbers, having them sign documents, a lot of stuff. So that lender should really have you as the buyer on the tip of their tongue to be able to tell me as the listing agent, hey, listen, this is what the deal is with these folks. This is what they're approved for. I know you already see it on the letter. These are FICO scores, employment history. This is where they're coming from, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of information that an agent will need that's really supportive for the seller, but also helps the real estate buyer. The only way to get this information, however, is to make sure that you are working with a lender that's able to give it up and actually do that. The best case in point for you, the best circumstance would be to you to actually hire a real estate lender who makes it a practice to make a phone call to the listing agent when the offer is submitted. Is that crazy? It does happen. You're not going to see this, though, with a lot of the credit unions out there because they just have the online applications. You might talk to a real person momentarily, but there is no after-hours contact. It's all business Monday through Friday, holidays and weekends off. You want a lender that's a little bit more nimble, one that's able to give you their access, whether they're on work, off work, weekends, holidays, sitting by the pool with the family. It's good to have somebody connected, and that is not unusual, just like hiring a real estate agent wanting to see properties in an evening on a weekend shouldn't be unusual either. They should be available for you whenever your schedule allows and whenever they can get the property scheduled. Sometimes the listings don't last that long, so you don't have that luxury of waiting, the next couple weeks. Well, my agent's busy, we'll have to get you out there sometime next week. No, you call, you want to see a house. As far as I'm concerned, you need to see it right away. That's a word about lenders. On the seller end of it, having an agent that's going to do that due diligence is also very important. Let's say the buyer isn't working with a lender. that has the due diligence or the intestinal fortitude or the scope of reasoning to be able to make that phone call. Because, making an offer is no small thing. We're talking hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. We're talking a big loan. We're talking a lot of moving parts. We're talking somebody to get to the point of somebody wanting to make an offer. They really want to move forward with it. It's not just getting a couple items over the telephone and swinging one out there hitting for the trees. This is a serious deal, and it needs to be taken serious by all parties, and especially the agent representing the sellers. So that agent should be also doing their proper follow-up with everybody involved in the process. So when they do come back to their sellers and say, okay, we got 3 offers here, let me explain to you the nuances of each. And then, of course, they've already had them emailed to them. So let's talk about offer number 1. Let's talk about these particular buyers I did reach out to, and then they give it to them from there. That's hugely important, and that's very good for both sellers and buyers, and it will help you throughout that real estate process. Listen, it's important you hire the right people. Don't think because somebody's willing to take you on as a client, they're doing something special for you. You're the boss, and you structure your business and your housing transaction that way.